Hi everyone, this is EvilGraham93. Got to do a video game review, and it is on Dragon Age Origins. I know I really should have done this one before Dragon Age 2, but I got into Dragon Age 2 a lot more than this one. Originally, I really didn't like this game, and that's because I played Dragon Age 2 first. The combat in this is a lot slower than number 2. And that's the main reason why I didn't like it. But I gave it a go, and actually, I actually really do like this game, to be honest. It's got a great storyline to it. I actually like the storyline in this one a lot better than number 2. So I kind of have mixed reviews on the both of them now. So yeah, I'll do what I did in number 2. I'll talk a little bit about the characters and about the story, and then just generally about the game itself. So characters, you've got a lot more choices than number 2. In this one, you can either be a human, elf, or dwarf, and then you can choose either to be a mage, rogue, or warrior out of all three of them, and they all have different backgrounds, like a human noble or elf noble, and what have you. It's just great fun. So far, I've completed it as a human noble warrior. I've got a human mage going, male mage, at the moment, but I've not really gotten into that yet. And I have started another warrior thing with the blood dragon armour. So yeah, characters, like I said, you can, main character, I don't know all the names. I know that the human male warrior is called Aiden, and the human male mage is called Dalen, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll just keep the original names. But it's really hard if you want the human warrior, male warrior. What I tried to do is I looked at the trailers and tried to get tried to match up the Grey Warden on the trailers with the Grey Warden who you can be, and they don't actually have his tattoo with the little triangle thing. I've looked for it. The only thing I could find was a little wavy line that goes around here, so a bit of a Mike Tyson tattoo. So I had to settle with that one in the end. But yeah, other characters, you've got Morrigan, who is the supposed daughter of the witch Flemeth. You have Sten, who's a Canary warrior, who was imprisoned for murdering a farmer and his family for reasons unknown until you get to know him a little better. I've got to pronounce his name awfully. It's someone like Leilana, who's a rogue from the Chantry. Who else is there? Alistair, he's another Grey Warden, the only other Grey Warden that survives with you in the Battle of Ostagar. Shale, who's actually a DLC character that you get with new copies of Dragon Age Origins. And he's a golem, so that was really cool. Wynn, who's a mage from the Circle of Magic, or Magi, or whatever it is. There's another one. There's a couple more. Oh, you can choose to have a warhound, a Mabari warhound, and you can call him whatever you want. So I just named it after my dog, really. So Zevran, who is a Dalish elf rogue, from the Storm Crows or something like that. No, that's, I'm thinking of Skyrim. Something Crows, I can't remember. I think there's one more. Really can't think who the other person is. I know there's a secret character, and I've read up, and I think it's Logain you can get, but yeah, so they're basically the characters. The ones who I chose in my team, firstly, to complete it, I didn't really change anyone out. I just got whoever I got in the thing, so I ended up having myself, Alistair, Shale, and Morrigan. So it's like 3 warriors and a mage. And towards the end of the game, it was quite hard to have them in the party, but I managed to do it. I've not really done anything with the mage yet, so I think I've only just got through the Battle of Ostagar scene with that, so I've not really unlocked anyone. But the second warrior one that I'm going through, which has got to be my better one, is I've got myself, who's a warrior with sword and shield. Then I'm using Sten, who's the 2-handed warrior. Morrigan as the mage, and then Leilana as the rogue. So basically, if you've seen the trailer, I'm using that team on there, trying to use that team. The only thing is I might have to swap out Morrigan because she's not really a great healer, so but it don't really matter, I suppose. But anyway, storyline, from whatever background you become, you get called in to be a Grey Warden, who are pretty much the defenders of Ferelden at the current time against the Darkspawn. And you get approached by a Grey Warden who says there might be another blight on their hands. And the blight is, it's like a Darkspawn war, but they have to have an archdemon, which is pretty much this dragon on the front, is the archdemon, to lead them. So, but nobody's seen it yet, so they just think it's a big gathering of Darkspawn. Anyway, the Battle of Ostergard goes pear-shaped. The General Oghren, he abandons the king at the battlefield. The king ends up dying along with Duncan, the Grey Warden that recruits you, and it's pretty much only you and Alistair that survive the battle because you're in some other place. And basically from there you're trying to get help from everyone, like human warriors, mages, elves and dwarves. You all got to bring them all together to make one massive army against the Darkspawn. Yeah, and it all eventually gets, like I said, an army, and there's a massive fight scene, and then you have to try and kill the archdemon. And there's two endings. Well, there's probably more than two endings actually, but ones that I'm going through with the humans. First time I've done it, I actually went into a romance with Morrigan, and she came up with the idea that if you sleep with her on the eve of the battle, or if that's the right saying, I don't know, she actually knows a spell. If you do her side quest with Flemus Grimorum, or whatever it's called, Grimoire, that she knows, read a spell from the book saying that if she's with child on the eve of battle, the Grey Warden won't die when fighting the archdemon, when he kills the archdemon, because it's said in legends that only a Grey Warden can kill the archdemon, but the Grey Warden that kills him also dies as well. So yeah, so it's pretty much giving away the other ending, so you can choose not to take up her offer on that spell and then die a hero, basically. There's loads of other things you can do. You can either choose Alistair to be the king because he's the original king's half brother, or you can leave the queen in charge. So yeah, I like to make Alistair king because of his little cameo in Dragon Age 2. So yeah, some really cool stuff in this, like I said. So that's the cover really. Then on the back you just got a couple of scenes. There's the Flemeth battle from the side quest. She turns into a dragon. I think that's the Oghren boss fight. And there you get to see a little picture of Shale, but you can't really see him properly. I'll move it right up. You might be able to see him a little better. Yeah, but it's really cool. Really interesting game as well. There's your little DLC thing. You can get... Let's cover up the code. Well, I don't really need to because I've already used it, but there's that side is to unlock the Shale quest, to get Shale. And on that side, I know it says Mass Effect 2, but that really put me off as well. That's to get the Blood Dragon armor, and that's to unlock it for both Dragon Age Origins and Mass Effect 2. So, and I think by doing that, you can actually get the Blood Dragon armor for Dragon Age 2 as well. So that's quite a good deal. Oh yeah, and then you get the booklet. So standard with most games now, except Skyrim. The booklet for Skyrim was really thin. About like, just open it up and that's it, really. So yeah, it's really great. Great games, the Dragon Age games. I'm really a fan of them. Hooked on them straight away. I think I'm gonna have to look out for some of the books. I think there's some graphic novels of it out there, so I'm definitely gonna have to pick them up. So I don't think there's much of it to say. Just that's made by EA Games and BioWare, really. You do Mass Effect as well. So yeah, let me know what you thought of Dragon Age Origins, whether you like this one or number 2. Like I said, the down parts of this is slow, really slow combat speed. You press the attack button, and it takes a while for him to register it, and especially if he's got to move into position as well. Whereas Dragon Age 2, you press the attack button and it does it instantly. Really, if you're a warrior, you've got to be up close, obviously. But if you're a mage, the attack's instant. Like, you can do ranged attack, or if it's close, you can just batter him with your staff. So, and then in return to that, I actually prefer the story for Origins than number 2. There's a lot more going on in this one than there is in number 2. It's pretty much number 2. You go to a mission, it's back and forward all the time. Whereas this one, you've got a lot more to do. And the final boss as well. I like the final boss in this, but I also like the final boss in Dragon Age 2 as well. So that's a good comparison between the two. I really like both of those bosses, even though this one's a dragon. And then a bit of a spoiler, I know this whole video is a bit of a spoiler, but even though the final boss in this one's a dragon, and then the final boss in number 2 is a Knight Commander Meredith, but her death's quite awesome as well. I really like her death, and I like the death of the dragon as well. Yeah, so both of them have got great characters. Some of the characters in this I prefer a lot more over number 2 because they got well, it's kind of silly to say, but they got more characteristics, if you know what I mean. They show a lot more expression. There's one thing that I didn't mention in my number 2 review. Was quickly say that I watched the Destiny trailer before I actually got number 2. And I would have preferred the Arashok to be the main villain, to be honest. Like, every time you see the Arashok in the game, before you actually fight him, he's more of a villain than not Commander Meredith. I think you only actually see her once, and she didn't even talk or actually make contact with Hawk and his companions. So, yeah, Arashok would have been a lot better villain than not Commander Meredith, but oh well, can't complain. But yeah, Dragon Age Origins review. So hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching and thanks for subbing if you have, and you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll see you all later. Bye.